Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mind Funk Podcast. Yay! Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time out to hang out with me today. It means the world to me. Thank you. I'm very appreciative of you hanging out with me today. My name is Wonu Alishe, but sometimes I do go by Amazing Soul. um, Before we dive into the podcast today, I always like to share something with you that I titled Reminders for Being Human. I love to read that to you, because it always serves as a beautiful reminder to me, and I know that it will serve as a beautiful reminder to you. All right. Reminders for being human. Have fun along the journey. Show yourself compassion. Be kind to others. Being complex and being simple can hold true in the same breath. Stay curious. Hold space for pauses. Hold space for not knowing. Never underestimate the power of silence. Nature has a lot of wisdom. Pay attention. There is power in we than I. If nothing else makes sense, come back to love. Pain is our greatest teacher. And never underestimate your ripple of existence. Yes. Right before, I'm pretty excited about today's podcast episode, as always. This is always fun for me, and let's get into it. So, I want to start with something that sounds very obvious, but took me most of my life to actually feel. You see, not everything in your life is meant to stay. Not the feelings, not the relationships, not the identities, not the versions of your old selves, not even your coping strategies that kept you alive. You see, I understood impermanence for a long time intellectually. I could quote it, I could even explain it to you. And sometimes I might even sound wise about it, but my nervous system did not believe it. My body believed that if something changed, I was in danger. If something ended, I was losing control. If something softened or disappeared or shifted, it meant I had done something wrong. And you see, my friend, that belief quietly shaped how I lived my life. For a very long time, my nervous system clung to things way past their expiration date. Woo. Not because they were good for me, but because they were familiar. You see, I stayed in emotional patterns that hurt. I stayed in habits that numbed me. I stayed in identities that felt heavy. I stayed in loops that my body already knew how to survive because my nervous system didn't ask, is this nourishing? No, this is what my nervous system asked. Is this predictable? And predictability felt like safety, even when it was painful, especially when it was painful. You see, today I want to talk about impermanence, not as a spiritual concept, but as a nervous system experience. because impermanence doesn't feel poetic when your body is bracing. It feels more like a threat, like loss, like ground disappearing from under you. So, and when your nervous system doesn't trust change, you don't just resist endings. You start to cling, you grip, you overthink, you control, you replay, you ruminate, you try to freeze moments in time. And it's not because you're weak. No, no, no. Far from it. But because some part of you learned very early on that change meant pain. You see, for me, this showed up everywhere in my life. I didn't just struggle with letting go of people. I struggled with letting go of states. You see, if I felt calm, I tried to hold on to it. If I felt productive, I tried to lock it in. If I felt connected, I feared the moment it would end. And when those states naturally shifted, because they always do, my nervous system interpreted that shift as failure. And thoughts like, what did I do wrong? How do I get back there? Or why can't I just stay like this? You see, I didn't realize I was asking my body to do something impossible. Because the truth is, my friend, nothing stays the same. One of the clearest places I saw this in my life was with emotional eating. You see, for a long time, I thought food was the issue. I thought that if I could just control the habit, everything else would sort itself out. But what I was really trying to do was stop feelings from changing. In my life, food became a way to stabilize my internal world. If I ate, I didn't have to feel the rise and fall of emotions. I didn't have to sit in the uncertainty of sadness passing, or anxiety peaking and settling, or even emptiness coming and going. Food gave my nervous system something solid, something consistent, something that stayed, at least temporarily. It wasn't about hunger, it was about impermanence. Here's the part that no one told me. A dysregulated nervous system does not fear pain as much as it fears transition. The in between, the unknown, the moment where the old is gone and the new hasn't formed yet. Honestly, that space feels unbearable when your system learned that change equals danger. So instead of allowing natural endings, what we do is we interrupt those endings. We scroll, we snack, we overwalk, we analyze things, we distract ourselves. We will do everything and anything to avoid the feeling of something moving through us. That's what we do as human beings. What slowly started to change for me wasn't forcing myself to let go. No, it's not about force. It was noticing how my body reacted when something ended. It's the feeling, guys. Like a conversation ending, a productive day winding down, a good mood fading, a relationship shifting, a version of me no longer fitting in. I started to feel the contraction in my body, the tightening in my chest, the shallow breath, the urge to reach for something, anything to stabilize myself. And instead of fixing it, I started staying with the feeling. Like I always say, It wasn't dramatically. It wasn't even far. It was far from perfect. Just staying a few seconds longer than usual. That is powerful. You see, there was a moment that really stayed with me. I had just finished recording a podcast episode that felt really good. I felt open, I felt clear, I felt alive. And when it ended, I noticed the urge to immediately do something else. Like check my phone, eat something, plan the next thing. Anything to avoid the drop. And for the first time, my friend, I caught it. I noticed how my nervous system did not trust that the feeling could come back. Didn't trust that this openness wasn't disappearing forever. It was just simply changing shape. The moment I caught it, I sat there instead. And it was uncomfortable. That's the truth. It was quiet. It also felt unfamiliar, but nothing bad happened. That's the difference. That single moment taught my nervous system something new. Endings doesn't equal danger. No, they're just transitions. That's it. And transitions don't need to be rushed. You can literally take your time during transitions. Impermanence stopped feeling like loss after the moment for me. When my body learned I could stay with myself through change, that was the real work, my friend. Not detaching, not bypassing, not pretending nothing mattered. No, but building the capacity to feel the rise and fall of experience without panicking, to simply let joy come and go, to let sadness move through my body, to let identities dissolve, to let habits loosen when they're no longer needed. That is impermanence. Without making any of it mean something was wrong with me. You see, this also changed how I relate to people. I used to grip relationship tightly, emotionally, and also energetically. Not because I didn't love deeply, but because my nervous system did not trust endings. So this is what I used to do. I would over explain, over give, over adjust because I was trying to prevent change before it happened. Now, I still care deeply, but I don't brace against impermanence the same way. I simply trust that connection can be real and temporary. And that doesn't make it meaningless. No, it actually makes it honest. Here's what impermanence taught my nervous system over the years, slowly and gently: that feelings move, states always change, safety doesn't come from holding on. Safety comes from staying present while things shift. The body doesn't need permanence. It needs trust. Trust that you would not abandon yourself when something ends. Trust that discomfort can be survived. Trust that what passes can also return in a new form. That is impermanence, my friend. You see, I still notice the old pattern sometimes. Yes, I still do. I still notice the urge to stabilize, the urge to control, the urge to freeze moments in time. But now, instead of judging them, I see them for what they are. a nervous system that learned impermanence the hard way. That's it. And I meet it with patience. Oh my God, patience is key on this journey. So, if you're listening to this and you feel like you're struggling to let go, I want you to hear this, my friend, from my heart to yours. If endings feel heavy, if change feels threatening, if you cling even when you're exhausted, hear this, my friend. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. Your body just learned safety in a world that didn't always feel safe. Impermanence isn't something to master. No, it is something to befriend. One small ending at a time. Not everything is meant to stay. And that doesn't mean you're losing. No, far from it, my friend. It means you're alive. It means your nervous system is learning that it is safe to move with life instead of bracing against it. And that, my friend, quietly changes everything. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. I am sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Thank you.